I'm Carlos Alvares Ferreira. I'm from Goa. Basically, I am a practicing lawyer and I was the Advocate General of Goa at the age of 33, the youngest ever in India. And I also was the Assistant Solicitor General of India for 10 years. I was the Public Prosecutor of Goa in the High Court, the Senior Standing Counsel for Customs and Central Excise for about 13 years. And I have a wide range of practice. This is my first time into electoral politics. Though I had connections with politics and politicians, I never ventured into politics. But in 2022 was my first run into the electoral politics, which I defeated a two-time sitting MLA, and I emerged victorious on the Indian National Congress Party, and I represent Aldona constituency in North Goa in Bardes Taluka. My constituency, Aldona, comprises of 6 village panchayats and 2 municipal wards of MAPSA. The panchayats are Bastora, Moira, Ukasai, Nashnola, Aldona and Pomburpa, and the eastern side of MAPSA city. And MAPSA, you know, as you would know, is not far away from the famous beaches of Kalangut, Kandoling, Arpora, Seoling and all whichever there are, the coastal belts, and Anjuna. So all these are close by to my side. While they fall on the west, we fall on the east. My constituency has lovely heritage homes, has got even a fort in it, in my village called Korjuin, which the government is currently restoring. And I think it's one of the most sought after destinations of people wanting to come and live over there. It's a very peaceful constituency, and people are also very good, kind-hearted, intelligent and highly educated. When I was invited for NLC, I was first a little confused, and I thought that who is organizing it, what is the agenda, what is the motive, and also I wanted to see whether there was any ideology behind it. But when I went through the literature and I saw the range of people involved in this NLC, and it was across all political parties, current and the past, legislators, the speakers of the Lok Sabha and of Vidhan Sabhas across the country. And I saw one particular thing which impressed me was towards a good governance, good legislative practices towards a good governance. And I thought that I could either be a participant to learn or participate to share my little knowledge which I have, because it is my first time foray into electoral politics, and I thought I could learn valuably, interact with people, exchange ideas, because our country, you know, is diverse, not only from language to culture to religion to food habits to dresses to music, everything, but it's a beautiful country. And therefore I thought that this NLC would be worth taking a shot, and I don't regret having attended it. I have cherished every moment that I've been here. I've been here right from the 15th, from the day it commenced here on the 15th, to every session which I could attend, because I could not fit in all the meetings, but whatever I did, they were very good, inspiring, with eminent speakers. You see, I had Dr. Mashelskar who spoke, Professor Gupta. Then today I also attended a conference with the speaker of the Uttar Pradesh Vidhan Sabha, Mahananji, and who was very good. He may belong to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and I belong to the Indian National Congress. But let me be honest with you, the way he spoke, the thoughts he expressed, I think they were inspiring, and they would be very good for legislators, new and the old, to take home good advice, sage counsel and good tips for a good legislator. See, like sometimes I think to myself, when we have like a B.Ed or B.P.Ed colleges which churn out students who pass out as educationists maybe in the colleges or in the schools or in the physical world for the sports, all 40, and you churn out 40 each year, all cannot become legislators or cannot become sportsmen or teachers in sports or cannot. So let me be honest on that part first. So I don't think, and one should not think, that everyone who studies will become a legislator. But that would be a good foundation people could get to enter into bureaucracy, into bureaucratic services, to know the manner in which bureaucracy functions. They could be good draftsmen, they could be good officers of the government, and perhaps it's not all those who are very highly qualified make good politicians. Sometimes you feel people who have not even studied become very good politicians. So it's a very good welcome step, and I think I would look at it very positively, that this step has taken people to trying to get a benchmark, because honestly, if I'll be happy if many people come out from this college as legislators, but they will have certain fundamentals of a benchmark where they could know certain elements from which they could rise above it, but not go below standard. Basically, we got to know that what is required in Goa, unlike in other big states, is roads, electricity and water. These are the basic needs of the people. Then in addition, we get requests for school admissions, college admissions, or maybe certain job opportunities. Of course, that depends on their qualifications and the stream they have taken and where they fit. But today, the employment challenge is one of the biggest in our country. It's not that there are no avenues. Unfortunately, they are not opening up the doors. Even whether it's the central government or the state governments, I don't know for what reason, they are not even opening the doors for employing people. And when they are employing people, I have raised this in the assembly, that why are you putting people on contract basis? They have a life, they have a future, they have a family. You can't tell them after some time you go home and I'll take somebody else because that fellow is now my favorite, or government has changed and somebody else has to be brought in. It will lead people to depression, it will lead people to uncertainty, and that can be tragic cases. We can have tragedies in lives of people. So I think the government should be more sensitive and should be able to accommodate people, and they should know how to generate revenue without burdening the citizens, and be able to provide the employment opportunities or the avenues. I don't say everyone should get a government job, but what I say is sometimes you have multinational companies or even companies being set up over here. Make sure those kind of jobs which will be able to service the people and give them the employment. I think that will be something in a good way which the government can do. And these are basically the challenges we face. Mostly the pressure is about employment. This actually was my first election in 2022. I have been with the Indian National Congress since 1992, but I never thought of joining politics or joining to contest election. I was offered Congress ticket from 1999, but I told I would like to go ahead in my profession, in my career as a lawyer, and I never thought of ever entering electoral politics. And you know how many people think that, oh, politicians are rogues and politicians are thieves, politicians are corrupt. And this is the way, you know, we always grew, an election after election. We sometimes elected those which we never wanted, or they got elected. And till in 2017, the last election held in Goa, people said that, Shri sir, you have not come forward, but we want you to come, because we are getting the same people elected again and again, who have not performed, who are not performing, who are not good. So I said, let me know, let me think. And then I told my family, everyone was against it. They said, why you want to do, you're doing well as a lawyer and you should not get into this kind of things and all that. Then again they came to me, then another group came to me, then finally a busload of about 40 people came to my office in Panjim and said, if you don't contest, you all always say we don't get good people, but if you don't come forward and at least try, how can we clean the system? And that convinced me that if you light one candle, you can try to eliminate darkness. And if you don't, you still remain in the darkness. So I thought, let me take a chance. And I started working on the ground, meeting people, trying to find out their problems, helping them, solving many as much as possible, or trying to see what way I could reach out to them. And I think that proved to be a success story at the end of the day. And I emerged successful in the 2022 February elections. The results were declared in March 2022. I defeated a 2-time sitting MLA of the ruling dispensation. And my next person was the state president of the TMC, who lost his deposit. See, I'll tell you one thing. I don't have any enmity against anyone. I don't have ill feeling or ill will against anyone, not even my opponents who have contested elections against me, or anyone that, for that matter. I believe one thing, you should be honest. If you are honest to yourself, you will be honest to your family, you will be honest to your voters. There are things you should know, that you can't promise what you can't do. Don't keep them on guess. I know sometimes it may be something which you would not like to, but you can tell them politely, and you can tell them, I'm trying, but it's not possible. You understanding? It's not that everything we can do. We are not magicians having Midas touch, where everything we touch becomes gold. So naturally, if it was our government, the pressure would have been higher. I'm today in the opposition, so we request and we manage to get things. And fortunately for me, the government of the day, I won't say is my enemy, or just because we are in opposition. The government of the day does concede to many of my requests, and we do get things delivered, because you must know one fundamental thing. I'm not a businessman. I'm not an industrialist. I don't own any shops. I don't run any establishment. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a petrol pump owner. So I have nothing which the government can come after me. I have nothing which the government can come and raid me. I have nothing which the government can come and squeeze me. I'm an independent professional as a lawyer, and my own standing, and I have a reputation which precedes me. And I think that carries a long way to having to perform with a genuine and sincere intention. And I think that would be one of the key things that a legislature should have. So you have a clean slate, and therefore you will come to deliver clean work, and your people will be happy with that. And I think if you have honest intention, people will appreciate it. It's only a matter of how you convey it to them, that is all. See, let me tell you, historically, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru always inspired me. Why? Because he was the first Prime Minister. He was a man who was respected across nations. He was a man who could deal with matters very deftly, very firmly when needed, and took decisions in the interest of the country when we were emerging as a new nation. And the decisions taken at that time were appropriate for its time. You can't go back 50 years ahead and say what you should have done 50 years back. That is not the way of looking at it. You must be in those shoes at that time and take a decision, and you'll know what it means at that time. Either India splits or India remains together. So certain decisions have to be taken for the moment at that time, considering not only our national interests, but international pressures which come in. So that is one. The other person who always impressed me was also Indira Gandhi. Why I say Indira Gandhi? She was a very firm and resolute person, and she was a very tough Prime Minister. A Prime Minister who was feared not only across the country but across the world. And I think that kind of strict disciplinarian which she was something which also steered the country out into a socialist type of a country, a kind of a revolution which I would say she brought for the good of our nation. And that is why you see people coming out from the depths of the villages. Mahatma Gandhi said large population of India lives in its villages, even till today. But it was these leaders who brought India out of the villages into, from oblivion into being known. I'm not saying necessarily into the cities, but to being known, and they took the country forward. Then came our President Abdul Kalam was a very top learned man. We also had Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Though he may belong to the BJP, I would give credit. I would be dishonest just to praise only Congress people because I'm a Congress MLA. He was also a thorough gentleman, a very good legislator, and one who believed in what he said. He was not a politician for sake of being a politician. And don't forget, we had Narasimha Rao, though many people may not give him credit. It is he who brought Manmohan Singh on the field in the finance sector. And finally, Manmohan Singh, we can't forget, for revolutionizing the financial world of India and giving us to what we have entered into this current platform which was given for India's growth. Don't forget, the youth today present the future for tomorrow. It is the youth who carry everything of a nation. The strength of the nation lies in the hands of the youth. It is the youth who can make a change for the nation. If you remember, recognizing this, Rajiv Gandhi had reduced the age of voting from 21 to 18 to give the youth the chance, because our youth were already of age to be knowledgeable, to be able to take decisions, and to be conscious and responsible. And I think this has gone a long way to changing the entire face of India. And India, which we say is a new emerging third world country, I think is still emerging because the youth which are dashing to go forward. And that is why the youth who are studying in your school of good governance in MIT, I would give them one advice: take things positively, look forward. The future is yours, it's in your hand. The days when our parents told us what to do is over. Today you will tell your parents what to do and you will lead the nation forward. I'm glad that you all are taking up these courses. It's not only those who are in the line of governance who are studying it. Even people who are engineers, who are doctors. See, I'm a lawyer, so I am there. I have a colleague who is a doctor who is also an MLA. So this way we have got a mixed bag which can contribute positively into the system. And I also say one more thing: keep your mind free, keep your mind open, let rational thought always be foremost in your mind, and the nation should be kept on top priority.